Chapter 2. My first real addiction was attention and validation. So from the age of 15 to 18, I was focused on being the fucking best. These years are a blur of academic and athletic accolades, and I rarely drank. When I was writing about all this stuff, I got bored. I sat at my computer thinking, no one's gonna want to read this crap. It's boring. Honor roll, most valuable player, All-State. My bedroom wall was covered with awards. I'd look at them and daydream about the day I'd be someone really important. Although I wasn't drinking during this phase of my life, it doesn't mean that I was free from alcoholism. I was surrounded by it and could not get away. I was like a pile of shit and it was a fly. My dad was drinking. My stepdad Mark was drinking. My uncle Woody was drinking. And Grandpa Mac ended up dying of cirrhosis of the liver. Alcoholism was everywhere. It was the root of the dysfunction, but I never felt too close to it. It wasn't an obvious problem in my life. I rarely saw my dad. I didn't know my grandpa that well. And Mark and my Uncle Woody were fun drunks. They came to life when they drank. They made jokes, they laughed, and smiled more. It never occurred to me that it was genetic, and I was clueless that I was at risk of being an alcoholic. And I thought maybe drinking too much was a guy thing, because all the women in my family were solid. I never really registered how bad drinking was until the summer before my senior year. My cute little 5-year-old sister Rochelle was riding with her best friend Chelsea and her family when they were hit head-on by a drunk driver who was going the wrong way on a major highway. Rochelle's best friend Chelsea died on the side of the road. She was 6 years old. Chelsea's loving and kind dad was crushed by the steering wheel and died instantly. Jennifer, Chelsea's older sister, made it out okay, and her mom, Linda, was stuck between the front and back seat, and they had to use the jaws of life to remove her from the car. She survived. Lucky for the drunk driver, he died instantly. He escaped, never knowing the horror he caused, the deaths, the pain, the broken bodies, and the broken hearts. Rochelle was hanging on for dear life and was flown on a Flight for Life helicopter to the hospital. She was in a coma with a concussion, a broken neck, and a lacerated spleen. The entire family rushed to the hospital to be with her. My mom was in tough love mode. She was like, "Don't cry in front of her. She needs us to be strong." We weren't allowed to be sad in front of Rochelle. We were all either in shock, weeping in the waiting room, or trying to stay busy by taking care of each other. The entire town sent flowers and food and prayers. I couldn't process any emotion. I think we were all going insane, pacing and waiting and wondering if she was going to make it. Thank God she woke up and recovered like a champion warrior, superhero baby girl. This accident shook our family to the core, and I vowed to never drink and drive. My senior year, I was nominated for Homecoming Queen, and my speech was about drinking and driving. I urged everyone to not do it, and I promised I wouldn't. I didn't win. A girl who joked about her dad's farts won. Even though I wasn't Homecoming Queen, and my sister almost died, and the men in my family were drunks, I thought high school was a great experience. I was too wrapped up in my greatness to notice anything was wrong. I was on the honor roll all 4 years, racked up 11 varsity letters, a shitload of athletic awards, and a basketball scholarship. I worked my ass off and took all these accomplishments very seriously. And when it was time to finally graduate, I made the decision to drink as much alcohol as my mind and body would allow. I needed some relief. The pressure of being all I could be in high school really made me a high-strung asshole, and I needed a drink. The night before graduation, my friend Bobby had a big party in the garage behind his house, and it was so fun. There was a keg, random bottles of hard liquor, and weed everywhere. A bunch of football players, cowboys, cheerleaders, potheads, and intellectuals were there. The best part about our senior class was the cliques clicked with each other, diversifying our parties. Cowboys would pour shots for the stoners, intellectuals told jokes to the jocks. It was such a fun-loving group of kids, and the alcohol helped us love each other even more. I decided to drink beer that night because I thought maybe it wouldn't make me throw up like Jim Beam did. I kept track of how many beers I drank. I wrote tally marks on my hand and ran around showing everyone, "Look, I've had 7 cups of beer." I think I got up to around 11 or 12 cups before I passed out in Bobby's pickup truck. It was a comfortable place to sleep until Bobby started banging on the driver's side window the next morning, yelling at me because I got mud all over his seat. He was like, "Hey, did you pee in my mom's greenhouse?" I said, "Probably." During the graduation ceremony, I was so hungover and panicky. I didn't like seeing the friends I was